7 days slipped by in the blink of an eye, and the hot spring trip ended amidst excitement and joy. For Noah and Muin, the holiday had been deeply fulfilling. Together with Leon and Rosita, they explored the resort's many wonders, admired brilliant fireworks that lit up the night, and spent carefree hours playing in the water park. It was, without a doubt, a week of happiness. For Leon and Rosita, however, the journey had not been only about rest. Subtle yet significant events took place that quietly altered the bond between them. Now, with the holiday behind them, they returned to the rhythm of their daily lives at the Silver Dragon Castle. Rosita immediately threw herself back into her duties, sorting through the mountain of documents that had piled up during her absence. It was then that Sherry returned from her mission to track down Leon's master. Entering the study, she knelt on one knee before Rosita's desk and delivered her report. At Sherry's words, Rosita raised her brows in surprise. She leaned forward, her voice calm yet sharp as she confirmed, "You found Tiger and his wife?" Sherry nodded. Rising to her feet, she clasped her hands neatly behind her back, her tone steady and serious as she explained. She had discovered their hiding place at the Empire's edge. The location was well hidden, encircled by magical wards, and impossible to reach without flight. Rosita frowned in thought. For humans, even the most agile, living in such treacherous terrain was unimaginable. Why would they choose such a place, and how had they managed to reach it at all? Sherry hesitated before continuing. Tiger, she explained, was unlike any dragon slayer she had ever encountered. His power was overwhelming, so great that, had he wished, he could have ended her life in an instant. Even now, the memory of his piercing gaze left her shaken. His aura alone had crushed her own until she could barely breathe. Rosita studied her carefully. Sherry was no warrior, but neither was she easily rattled. That she could be unsettled to this degree meant Tiger's strength was extraordinary indeed. The queen tapped her desk thoughtfully. Leon's master is far from ordinary, she mused. Then Sherry added something more. When she had been discovered, Tiger had spared her after learning she was of the Silver Dragon clan. Instead of striking, he had given her a message. Rosita's eyes narrowed with interest. "A message?" "He wishes to see you," Sherry replied. The words took Rosita by surprise. Few would dare request an audience with the Queen of the Silver Dragons, yet Tiger had done so without hesitation. His boldness, rather than offending her, stirred a measure of respect. She made her decision without delay. "In that case," she said firmly, "I will meet him." That night, when the castle fell silent under the light of the rising moon, Rosita and Sherry took their dragon forms and soared into the star-strewn sky. Silver and violet wings cut through the night as they crossed mountains and rivers, pressing onward toward unfamiliar lands. Hours later, they reached Tiger's refuge. The terrain was wild and unyielding, towering cliffs, scattered boulders, and a roaring waterfall plunging from dizzying heights into the river below. The sound of rushing water filled the air with calm power. It was clear no ordinary human could survive in such a place. They landed softly and returned to their human forms. Sherry gestured toward the waterfall. "Tiger and his wife are behind it. He asked that you enter alone." Rosita's expression grew resolute. "If I do not return within an hour, you know what to do." Sherry bowed her head respectfully. "Yes, Your Majesty. Please take care." Rosita summoned a shield of shimmering energy, warding herself against the spray of water as she stepped through the falls. Behind the curtain of silver lay a vast cavern, its shadows flickering with the glow of firelight. There, seated at a stone table, was the man she sought. Tiger. His hair and beard were white, yet his figure radiated neither weakness nor age. Instead, his presence alone carried a quiet, crushing strength. He wore a simple dark blue robe with a brown cloak over his shoulders. Calmly, he poured steaming water into a teapot, every motion deliberate and unhurried. When he sensed Rosita's arrival, he looked up and gestured toward the stone bench opposite him. "Please." Rosita approached without a word and sat, her thoughts steady yet alert. She had faced countless dragon slayers in her time, and only Leon had ever tested her strength. But Tiger's presence, his calm authority, his aura, felt even more formidable than Leon's had. Tiger poured tea into a cup and slid it toward her. His voice was quiet, measured. 2 years have passed. I have been waiting for the chance to meet you. Rosita crossed her arms, eyeing the cup without touching it. Her voice was firm. How is Leon? Tiger lifted his gaze, meeting her eyes directly.